I've got more things to rant about. I've got more things to complain about already. I originally had some plans for today. Very, very specific plans. Oh, I forgot. Oh, no. I forgot to. Oh, I just got a. Okay. Better. I have been surfing the internet before the stream started. I've been surfing the internet before the stream started, and I have come across some things that made me feel very incensed. And it is a bit of a continuation of yesterday's stream at the start when I was talking about what happened to Banana Juju. You know what, I'm gonna give a little bit of support to someone I follow it. I watch off and on. There's 38 of you. I probably will start later. I'll probably start later. Stephen Varholy. You're a new name. Welcome. You're a new name. I'm glad you can make it. I know what you're talking about, but I am not going to mention that specific thing. I will let it play out by itself. And we can all make judgments a long time after the fact, but for now I will not speculate on anything. But what I have instead is shock and disappointment at the amount of Shiny Evolution cosplayers game corner. What a long name. Thank you for the sub. Trickster JP, hello. I hope you're having a good day or night. Just about getting started. Give you lurkers a few more minutes. You can't just put the word ban on everything and then make it a reference about me, please. Love has. Oh my goodness. Iggy the Incubus. Oh, okay. Oh wow. Okay. This is the first time you are following me on stream. I'm very, very privileged to have you here. Thank you for taking your time out to decide to check my streams. I know a lot of you all just prefer to lurk on Facebook or Twitter. Preferred either of that, and the fact that you're willing to go this far to watch an actual stream of mine, I am very honored about that. I know how lazy it can be for you to follow someone on Facebook or Twitter and then they just say, go and share my streams. I know how it feels. Let's just say I know exactly how it feels. It is a very... You have to really care or like the Facebook account or the Twitter account to be willing to watch their stream. Or else you just think that, oh, they're just trying to find clout. Oh, they're just trying to stream. Oh, they're just trying to make money. It's quite tiresome, but it is what it is. So what the best I could do personally is that I'll just keep my head down and do what I need to do. But I appreciate people who go out of their way to drop by. Very appreciate that. Anyway, since 52 of you lurkers are here, I feel that I have to get started. And I made a very how should I put it into words? I made a very pinpointed and specific explanation of what happened to the Banana Juju incident. Good morning, 09. I made a very pinpointed one, and I made it in a very general way. I didn't want to try to go into specifics because I'm likely not going to be happy with what I see. But true enough, Rev made a video about examples of what was happening to Juju. And I'm gonna say it is absolutely disgusting, the behavior of this supposed. We will defend the artist from the AI. Good. Defend artists from the AI. Be a good artist. Stand out. Leave AI in the dust. But it's a whole different story when you are harassing and, in fact, threatening people all because they posted AI images. That is not on. But I'll show you a little bit of it. Because it is quite... Credit to Rev. He compiled a lot of disappointing behavior. And I want to take this opportunity to just show a little bit of it, okay? How do I play this? I almost forgot how to play a video.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be once again talking about the very controversial VTuber Banana Juju. This is a monkey-themed VTuber we talked about roughly 2 weeks ago because she was the latest victim of a cancel culture campaign in the VTubing scene. Unfortunately for them, that would backfire greatly and she would gain immense support across various platforms. On Twitter, for example, she went from about 2,000 or 3,000 followers to now nearly 26,000 in a very short period of time. And unfortunately, they're trying to cancel her once again for another ridiculous topic, but we'll get into that in just a second. Let's remind ourselves what happened on this previous episode of Dragon Ball here. So Banana Juju posted her VTuber model with a simple hi post, and this would go viral, getting 7.6 million views. Most people didn't have a problem with it, but some people had viral tweets accusing her of racism and cultural appropriation because this fair...
Like I said in yesterday, that is cloud chasing already. And I doubt Rev ever watches my videos. I doubt Rev is that much aware of me other than my posts on Twitter, off and on. But he brought up some examples of exactly why I have so much disdain for some of these NVTubers. And I hope you will understand exactly how I feel if you watch some of these examples. And speaking of examples, I'll set it up later.
Fair skin model has dreads. Now, some of their solutions to this, the so-called progressive people, was that if her skin was darker, it wouldn't be racist, which saying that about a monkey-themed VTuber seems to kind of beat the whole purpose of fighting racism, am I right? But anyways...
Did someone say hello to me? Just one hello.
She would also get a lot of traction on the situation, resulting in people like Asmongold, myself, and other content creators talking about her situation, and, of course, resulting in more support of her cause because she was the victim of a ridiculous virtue signaling campaign on social media. And she made the most of this. She would stream consistently over the period of time since this all happened, getting very impressive numbers on Twitch. She also has plenty of YouTube videos that are doing very well, to the point where she is now a YouTube partner. She has capitalized on the opportunity that was forced upon her. A lot of people say this is grifting to take advantage of the spotlight being on you. I think
okay, this really affects me. This part sounded so stupid when the NVTubers say stupid things like that. You are just grifting from the spotlight cast upon you. Excuse me, there is a little saying that is often in many different cultures, Asian cultures, Italian cultures, Western cultures, but there is one very important saying. When life gives you lemons, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When life gives you bananas, make banana bread. As they say, Banana Juju is getting all of this attention, good and bad. She did not ask for any of this negative attention. She did not ask for all of this. She was just minding her own business, and a bunch of narcissists and clout-hungry people decided to harass her over it. So what else can she do? What else could she do? Ride the wave. And ride the wave she did. Ride the wave she did. Which is why I can get envious of a lot of things. I can get envious of the person, of somebody who managed to get a RTX 5090. Although, as far as I know, an RTX 5090 isn't all that impressive compared to a 4090. I can get envious of all that things. I can get jealous about people having the best tech while I have the previous tech. That's very natural. But I will not get envious of what happened to Juju. One, she did not ask for any of this. All of this attention. She just wanted to mind her own business, do her streams, have her fun. And second, it takes quite a bit of EQ, emotional control. It takes quite a lot of emotional control and quite a lot of self-confidence and self-belief to ride away from negativity and make it into something good. And I don't even know how well I can do that. So in that way, I can't envy Juju because it is, to me, not an enviable position. Yeah, she gets a whole lot of viewers. Yeah, she gets a whole lot of followers almost overnight. But those are not particularly... Well, how should I put it into words? It weighs on you. I'm sure if Juju had been any other much more fragile-minded individual, she would have been chased off the internet the moment that dreadlocks thing happened. And if she wasn't driven out of the internet when the dreadlocks thing happened, she definitely would have been driven out of the internet over the AI images thing. Because some people on Twitter are... I wouldn't want to use too strong of words, but the way they behave gives me the impression that they are often psychotic. And you'll find out soon enough what I mean by this. Because Rev will show you.
It's the exact opposite. If people are going to try to cancel you and put you on this pedestal for everyone to look at, you should take advantage of it and make content. That's one thing all these V-tweeters on Twitter just don't understand, because they don't understand making content whatsoever. Hence why they just seethe about other VTubers all day. But now you see the situation. It backfired for the cancel culture enthusiasts. Did they learn a lesson? Of course not. And they're doing it again with this post right here. So a few days ago, she made this saying, "Look what I found on the interwebs." Love it.
Again, reminder, look at the description. That's all she say. Look what I found on the internet. Love it. Did she say anything about art? Did she say anything about AI? Lucas, you tell me that. You know exactly.
It. Now, with a close examination, this is clearly AI generated, but again, over 1 million views on this, and people would go absolutely crazy because AI is very taboo in the VTubing scene.
I won't show all of the things that Ref showed. You can watch Ref in your own time, but I just want to pinpoint to some of the very biggest examples of this very bad behavior from these people who so-called are very moral and good. They want to defend the artists from the terrible AI. But I want to show you all how terrible they behave. Evie, hello.
Despite the fact that some of the biggest agency VTubers have AI tags because they know it's an inevitability of the space they're in, that this stuff is going to exist, so they want to, or especially in the middle on the topic, not want to side with them because they look at the maniacs posting against Banana Juju's post here. So let's just jump right into it.
Oh, Zalrock. Zalrock, thank you for the renewed membership. Please read what this account Frozen Water said. We are down to the threats already. We are down to the call for violence already. Look how quickly it happened. Look how quickly they resort to threatening people.
This first one starting right off strong. Genuinely the ugliest Sona to ever exist. I hope people like you get exterminated.
And then of course another one.
The next one, we need to kill AI artists from a person who claims they're on a mental health hiatus. I think you need to take a longer hiatus if this is how you're acting over a post containing AI art. Here's another example saying these people are legit effing insane. This person in a now deleted thread quoted saying this: "Your stupid rage bait worked. You happy? I'm mad. The fact that people protect you and even support you is crazy. I feel bad for your model/logo artists who don't even get respected, credited for their hard work considering your credits are blah, 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 blah." They can't even spell. They're so angry. Their hands are shaking. What they're trying to prove in this now deleted thread, they need to kill a...
Another one. Another one. I'm realizing something. Sarah Licolo, thank you. You can't give memberships here. Hold on. Wait. You know what? I have no idea what's going on. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. Please bear with me for a moment, lurkers. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, let me have a look. I hope I found the solution to this problem. Please, don't mind me for a moment. Everything has a scuff. Every single thing, everything I do has some kind of problem. Of course they have a problem. Why does he not have a problem? Of course they will. If they have a problem, they definitely will make it a problem for me. Of course they will. Why does it not surprise me? Why does it not surprise me? Please tell me how to sort this out. Let's see. Need to mute. Yep, I muted myself. So how do I... Stream settings. How do I do that? What is this? I have no idea how this works. How do you do this? How do you do this? During live stream, open live chat. What? This does not help. There's none of these features at all. There is none of these features at all. During a live stream or premiere, open the live chat. I can't find that setting. I cannot find that setting. Why does it have to be like this? Why does it have to be like this?
How to...
Let's see. Let me have a look. Pardon me, Lurkers, for a moment. I'm sorry, but let me have a look because this is silly. Okay. Let me see. Go back to the studio. Go back to the studio. This is not helping. Wait. Oh. Okay. What's the button? What's the button? What's the button? Why do you do this to me, Lurkers? Why exactly do you do this to me? I mean YouTube. YouTube, why do you do this to me, YouTube? Can you help me? Can you, Lurkers, please help me? Can you please help me? I have no idea how this is work. What is stopping? Can any of you give anything, or this has been a problem, or this is just a one specific Lurker's problem? Have any of you tried in the past to give subs, to give memberships in my stream? You don't think you can? It was always disabled in my channel. Oh my god, what the heck? YouTube, you're not making this easy for me. You are not making this easy for me. Let me see. Can you please give me instructions, YouTube? Wait, where is this? No, that is for viewers. That is for viewers. That you are not helping me, YouTube. You are not helping me at all. The problem with AI is that if weapon enabled, viewers must explain through the live chat to be eligible for a gifted membership. You also need to enable. You need to enable allow gifts. Where Where is that setting? Where exactly is that setting? The big problem with, oh no. The big problem with is with YouTube right now, they do not make it obvious what settings to turn on. Let me have a look. I really hate this stupid. Everything about this is so stupid. No. Please do not make it so hard on me. Lucky you. I don't know if it's a good thing or not that you mention it to me, but I just want to rant. I don't want to worry about technical issues. I don't know how to manage technical issues. I hope I'm still connected. Yeah, I'm still connected, right? Yes, I'm still connected. Oh boy. I feel so helpless right now. I feel so helpless. During a live stream or premiere, you need to enable gifting within the live chat settings. Within the live chat settings. Well, easier said than done, isn't it? I don't even know what button to press. Hey, AI, if you're going to give a summary, you might as well just tell me how it works. Memberships. You are not helping. How do I gift? How do I gift? Okay. To opt in for, you must be signed to your yard. Yeah. Okay. Opt in through live chat. Go to an eligible channel's live stream or premiere. Within the live chat, click allow gifts or chat. Click allow gifts? Well, I would click allow gifts if I knew where that stupid button was. Oh. So is every single lurker not eligible to receive gifts here? I don't think so. Why do they make this so hard on me? I feel so helpless right now. And I forgot how I... None of you all can send subs. do this to me? Why do you do this to me? YouTube, why are you making it so hard? Subscribers have to explicitly enable the allow gift settings on the channel's live stream or watch page to receive gifts, which means that is a setting you have to turn on the lurker side. That's probably why I can't find anything to change it here. So you all can, I think that is something if you all want to give any, that's not the issue. But you know what, I'll worry about it later. I will worry about this later because this is getting stupid already. I don't know what YouTube is doing. This is ridiculous. Why does YouTube make it so difficult to just turn on basic features? I do not understand. I will finish this part with Rev, then I'll go back to worrying about this stupid thing. Okay? I don't get it. Something is wrong. Back to normal. Where is it? Where am I? Where have I stopped? There we go. This is getting ridiculous, all of these NVTubers. It is getting very, very ridiculous. And I don't know what is going on with them. Why can't you just focus on streaming and talking with your audience and grow an audience? Why do you have to resort to stupid cloud chasing violent comments? I do not understand.
AI artists, very unhinged stuff, but then you see this.
And then this.
An artist would then make this poorly disguised fetish of theirs with a black man choking Banana Juju. Yeah, you know what? You're free to make whatever art you want, but explain to me how this is making you look like the reasonable side here. It's absolutely unhinged. In fact, Banana Juju would actually try to like play this off in a silly way, saying this is how she gets treated.
Again, it's back to when life gives you bananas, you make banana bread. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Something like that. She tries to pass it off as just something lighthearted. And of course, they harass her even more. Oh, this is the last one I'll show you before I end this, because this is quite amazing.
In the eyes of people going after her.
Just watch.
But also we have this interaction where someone responding to all this says, "This is not an opinion. Would you accept being exploited or not?" Referring to AI. I don't. Good luck. I'm out. And yes, I shared many tweets that repeated the F sentiment I have. Good job checking on my profile. It's very much so simply an opinion of yours. You think AI art is evil. Some people don't. Yeah, slave owners sure thought they were the good guys.
Okay. Do you understand how stupid this type of behavior is? On one hand, you are equating something like AI with some of the worst type of people to ever behave. Who are you helping exactly? These NVTubers are... It gets worse. This NVTuber does not end here. Keep going.
Just go away already. This person says, oh my god, so AI art is the same as slavery now? Jesus. What's next? People not taking your side are going to be labeled racist?
The time. Oh boy. Immediately.
And they say, considering how many third world African employees literally to filter, I don't even know what they're saying.
Oh my
this is
God,
insane. They're literally comparing.
It's insane. It is insane. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. But this one, look at this. This is insane. Yeah. Take a stance against AI. Be better than AI. Disagree with people who call AI images art, for sure. But you are literally attacking someone for posting one image
Of this situation to virtue say.
But that's it. I have enough about that topic. That sums up. I know the shark. I know the shark. The shark. Yes, just tell me. Just tell me. Of course she did. It was to none of our surprise. And of course it's disagreement with management. It's again not my surprise. I will see how I will watch from the sidelines and see what happens to the Hololive community and fan base in the coming weeks. Let's just say I have my own opinions about it, and I have made my opinions public once. But I did say I hope to be proven wrong. And let's just say, oh boy, I might end up be proven right, isn't it? I don't want to. I don't want to think about that. But on the flip, for now, I'm just gonna what's the word? I'm going to distract myself and find that stupid feature that I couldn't turn on. Why can't you all receive gifts? I don't understand. I'm still trying to find a fix for this problem. And I will keep talking to you while I try to fix this stupid problem. Settings. Let me see, let me see, let me see. I don't know how this works at all. My opinions on this whole thing is that I am not surprised, personally. I'm not gonna re-say all that much, but I'm just not very surprised. We have already seen signs, you remember? We have seen signs. And you'll probably know what I'm referring to, but I'm not going to talk about it publicly. But the signs are there. Gura seems like she is losing interest. It was quite apparent. Howda, thank you for the sub. Fair enough. A lot of people do watch Gora though. A lot. Well,
you will have nothing and you will like it.
it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is, I guess. Why do you have to mention that? Why did you have to mention that stupid word? Ban something something. Why does all the problems happen to me? I do not understand. Why does it always happen to me? It could always be worse, but I don't want... Yeah, I'll let it go for today. This is getting ridiculous already. I'm gonna move on to the next topic. But I find it embarrassing how YouTube makes it so problematic. I'm gonna have to speak to someone on YouTube for that stupid nonsense. I'll worry about that later. Anyway, I want to move on to the next topic. And it is the topic that that if you read the thumbnail, you will know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, have you heard of Lucas, have you heard of a little game called Firefall? Have you heard of a little game called Firefall? Yes. I won't be surprised if you don't know about Firefall because it is quite an old game that is long gone. It's an old game that is long gone, and it was a game that I enjoyed a lot. I will give an example of... I will just use this escapist video as a reference point, okay? And we'll see what I'll show. We'll later go through this game a little bit.
In a nice warm bath of milk. Sometimes the milk is unpasteurized and contaminated with lumps of shit, but it's nice to get away from things and at least lumps of shit give you something to talk about. In contrast, free-to-play games are like being given a cow. It was free and there's still milk to be had, but you're going to have to put some effort in to get more than a few squirts out of it, and for some reason the cow has a large variety of optional hats and sunglasses. Fortunately, I have a policy against spending any money on free-to-play games, because a game bought from a store might cost $100, but at least you'll never somehow lose track of how much money you've spent on it, barring a severely malfunctioning cash register or Alzheimer's. I bring this up because this week I've been playing Firefall, a free-to-play massively multiplayer shooter. Now there's an evocative 6-word phrase, possibly right up there with "before running screaming from the room." Firefall has a plot, and frankly after a bunch of hours playing, that's all I'm prepared to state with certainty. From what I remember, Earth's fucked. A dice was rolled on the usual fuck the Earth table, and on this occasion it landed on Big Asteroid. But wait, Firefall plays its roll again card with the +1 modifier, and the Earth gets fucked a second time when the dice lands on misuse of miracle.
Okay, I want to give you an example of how the gameplay looks like. Okay, I've used this gameplay footage before, but this one gives you quite a bit of an idea what type of game it was. It was, as the Escapist channel said, massively multiplayer PvE shooter, but you can have the option to join an instanced PvP game, but main focus is PvE. I'll show you how it's like. This game came out almost 10 years. 10 years already, actually.
I'll run a spoof on its authorization system. Okay, I'm in. It's going to take a little bit of time to get this done.
Tesla tanks. You will be surprised with what other features are in this game. Just watch. Just watch.
Okay, try activating the depot. Yes! She's not the fastest bike around, but she beats walking. Let's go.
Where are you? We need you! Hey you! Get them out of here!
On our way, Captain Fuller. Warcom is the Accord's Weaponry Advanced Research and Combat Methodologies Lab. Our best scientists are all there. It's highly classified, and the Chosen shouldn't even know it exists. There's Mushroom Rock. Warcom is at the top.
Chosen reinforcements have arrived. Request all available Accord and Ares units converge on Warcom immediately.
That Sin signature is close. Let's get there as fast as we can.
All scientists, including Bathsheba, have been secured. Focus on clearing the Chosen from the facility.
Watching this game again makes me feel nostalgic. It's so... I miss this game so much. I really miss this game so much. And then this will make me very mad. This is making me feel very mad. what happened to this game. We had the chance to be like Warframe, but as you will soon find out, it had self-inflicted damage on itself that killed the game. And this is not even the most, this is the quickest access to how the game looks like, but I'm going to show you later. There's a lot of things happening that can happen in this game that makes it really, really fun. If only there was more videos of this game out. Let's see if I can go a little more in front and
The
see.
signal came from the top near the landing pad.
I'll see if there's something large scale that we can show. Come on, get over. There we go. I want to show you something a little more large scale. This is probably not a very good indicator of how the game looks like. If I can find a very large scale battle that they have, these will be so much better. The problem is a lot of games are not this game does not have that much video in it anymore. And it's a bit of a shame. It's a shame. A lot of the gameplay that's being showed on YouTube does not do this game justice, and it's quite a shame. But if I can get a chance to... should I even bother IGN? Of course IGN gave it a bad review. Of course they did. But long story short, have you all played Planet Side 2 by any chance? Have you all played Planet Side 2 by any chance? Lurkers? Imagine Prenaside 2, but there's no PvP. That's another good comparison. I think it's a decent comparison. The really big problem is that there is so much features in the whole game that it is so hard to find that a lot of these videos of the old Firefall gameplay really does not do the game any justice at all. Yeah, but long story short, I want to find a perfect gameplay video for you all. But maybe I'm just... But since... I'll talk while I keep looking for it. Long story short, this was... Grum's pet project. When it first came out. People loved the game. People loved the game back it first came out the first few years. It was a lot of people really had a good time with it. And for some reason, I don't know why, but Mark Kern, aka Grums, made a lot of very stupid decisions that ended up killing the game. Long story short, they added a lot of he forced the game to add forced the devs to add a lot of silly features that wasn't necessary in the game. All they had to do was zero in on PvE, adding more lore, adding more events, and just making the game a lot smoother, and that would have made the game so much better. And I would hazard to guess if the devs were dedicated enough, would have lasted till even now. That is how much big of a deal that the old Firefall, that game Firefall was. But long story short, I want to get back to this. There was too many cooks in the kitchen, something like that. The game completely lost direction. The game was very good in the first 2 years of its creation. But then, I don't know why Mark insisted on going all in with the monetization, as well as focusing a little too much on, what should I say, PvP. Long story short, it was ruined by Grumps. And this game is so forgotten, I can't even find good gameplay of it. And there is a lot of good gameplay of this game was really good, and I am a bit sad that I can't find good gameplay for you lurkers to watch. And around that time, they made a big focus on... Around the time they made a big focus on PvP was when I completely clocked out of this game. I didn't want to clock out of this game. I really liked this game, but they just... For some reason, they insisted on moving the focus away to PvP, and that just really ruined the whole experience. I kind of disagree. Even this is the problem with all of you younger lurkers. Seriously, you forget about the good things from the old games. You forgot how fun old games used to be. You lurkers are always annoying me and always disappointing me with all of these things. You all don't even know what it was like to play games that had a genuine hook into it, other than grinding and fear of missing out. But if you all want a general idea of what happened to this game, well, I will share you a video. You all can watch it in your own time, but this basically gives a very succinct explanation of what happens to the game. Yes, can you stop talking about Gura's graduation, please? I am completely aware about it, and I am not surprised at all. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not surprised at all. My view on millennial writing is that it was funny the first few times it was made and eventually just became trash. Tieska Koenig, thank you for the sub. Something just doesn't work right. Roy, Lurker-chan, just stop. You didn't get me right. You all think I was being completely serious when I say I'm disappointed with you lurkers? Y'all really think that? Y'all really think that I'm scolding you all? But it actually is kind of sad that a lot of you don't know about the game. Fair enough. Back then, you needed a beefier than usual PC to run that game, so I guess I can understand that part. But anyway, why did I talk about this? Okay, I want to show you something. Well, you probably already saw the thumbnail already, so I don't think you need to know that much about it. But long story short, how do I pin my vid? How do I pin this? Pin. Long story short is Grums was the reason Firefall got shut down. It had too much feature creep and it had too much feature revision. It fixed things that were not broken. It changed features that were not broken. And now the game got shut down and Grums never made a game ever again. Instead, he became this, as you probably know. He announced a quote-unquote spiritual successor to Firefall, and the game is called Ember. You probably already know it. I don't know how he spells it, but it's called Ember. And the game has been announced the moment Firefall got shut down, which was years and years ago, back to 2017, 2018. Years at this point. And it had promise. The original pitch was that it was a spiritual successor of Firefall and it would do everything that made Firefall good, and that hooked me already. So what I did was I started following the project. And at the very start it seemed optimistic because they were like showing off some baseline features such as pre-alpha gameplay functionalities and all that jazz. And the problem is that was all they showed. That was all Grums ever showed. Pre-alpha. The map was never made. Only the mechs in the game were somewhat fully modeled and rendered. Enemy AI was non-existent. All they do was shoot you, and that was it. And no one could play it. As far as I know, I have no idea, but even if people could play it, there was nothing to play. A blank map with nothing, just a whole lot of nothing. I think for the past years, all real progress for the game was on the movement system for the mechs in the game. And that was really all there was to it. And as you probably already know, Grums does not seem to have all that much motivation to keep developing his game. He is more focused on culture war. He's more focused on complaining about things, complaining about the culture war, which, granted, some of his complaints are factual. But there's one thing that he gripes me a lot about. People like Grums and people like... What's this guy's name? What is this guy's name? Hold on. Let me see. What is this individual's name that I keep forgetting? Let me see. This guy. He's a bit of a... He's one of those who really fit the definition of a grifter at this point in time, and I use this word grifter I do not use this word very lightly. But he does give the strong impression, just like John the Rice, of being raging grifters. Mitsuhashi, thank you for the comment, and I hope you have a good day. I am aware. There is nothing that you know that I am not aware of, lurkers. I am aware. But I want to get to this guy. This guy claims to be a game dev. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. He claims to be a game dev. And he just complains. And of course, he's one of those who says, you know, the typical ban pornography type of guy. The query whether he is a grifter or whether he actually means what he says, but he makes post after post after post after post after post about random things, okay? And there was one post that really annoyed me. This post annoyed me so much. And you probably noticed already in the thumbnail I used this as a screen cap. Gamers, I programmed 2 triangles using C++, GL, FW, and OpenGL. They look far more feminine and beautiful than any of the woke slop Western game companies produce today. You know what, Yacht? At least those Western game companies produce a game. This is something I have to be fair. This is something that I do have to be fair, and I do not want it to be this way, the way that it is, but it is the way that it is, so I will say it anyway. I will say it anyway. All of you all here, this group, Yacht, like you, Grums, you all talk about... I want to open a PowerPoint. Hold on, I want to open a PowerPoint. Because I want to put my opinions into words, okay? I want to put my opinions into words. Wrong? There we go. I want to put my opinions into words. So, a lot of these there are two things important when you want to retake culture. One, you correctly criticize the established culture with specificity. And a lot of people like Grums and not Yacht, but Grums, he does that at least somewhat correctly. Correctly establish culture, some with specificity, but that is only 50% of the job done. 2 is create alternative culture better than the establishment. And this is what a lot of these people like Grums and Yacht, they refuse to do. They are more happy constantly complaining about this part, but they never go to the step 2. He's somewhat useful, but that's not going to win people any favors. And I want to go to this post about that Kershaw made. I'll go to this tweet that Kershaw made 2 days ago. And I brought exactly the same points there. So I'll give you all the context, okay? I'll give you all the context. So, this was said. Grums made this post. I think people are tired of culture war because they see it as largely over. They feel gamers want and people want to move on. Okay, you're just being presumptuous already here. You are only 50% done. Society as a whole won and cancel culture is largely rejected. Studios are still affected and games are still going to choose politics over quality, but as people see it, the number is less and less as every game that tried in the past year has failed. But what happens? Grums, you have to understand this. You have to understand this. What happens when that is the only thing you have? Have you ever considered that? Have you ever understood the saying, beggars cannot be choosers? What happens if those games are the only ones you have? What happens then? Do you not understand? Do you not understand the story? It doesn't matter if this is the actual case, Big Needle feels this way. The war was quote-unquote won or at least rebalanced at great cost. Many people stuck their necks out, including myself. Stick your neck out even more, finish your damn game. This is why I say 2025 will be a time of rebuilding, and I do look forward to that. Make your damn game. Rebuild your game. Release it. Make something. Focus a little, just a little less on tweeting every single day and make your game. Waifu Dev made a good point. Waifu Dev made a good point, and a lot of you right-wingers will refuse to accept it, but it is a good point at the end of the day. Okay? The right is losing. Even if it seems like a temporary win. There have been 0 right-wing game studios made, 0 right-wing game development funds. There's no infrastructure to support anything in the future. All that's happening is your enemies are regrouping. He is right. He is right. Again, I go back to my point about retaking culture. A lot of these people that the culture war big wigs, as they would call it, the culture war big shots, they are only ever obsessed with the first part. They never care about the second part. And that is a problem. That is a very big problem. And I don't know what else to say about this. And Trickle Down McGroin, So How South of Midnight, SSK, the JL, and Assassin's Creed. That is not the point. Trickle down, that is not the point. The point is, eventually, this trash is all you're going to have. And at that point, what can you do? You either have trash as a video game or play no video games at all. That is the point. This leads up to Kersha's statement. Kersha says, what largely seems to not be understood is that these people are ideologues playing the long game. Correct. They withstand short-term financial losses for a long-term game of cultural control. Correct. While people are laughing at them making games for the modern audience, they are removing any inkling of the previous culture by transforming IPs in movies, TV shows, video games, books, so their ideology. Yes. And she says what I say. The modern audience does not exist. They are trying to create it. If a generation grows up inundated with propaganda, they will not see as propaganda. They will see as just how things are. It will be their reality. It will be culture. We are not fighting against woke in gaming. It is against a Marxist cultural takeover of all the institutions. Yes, it has the functions of a Marxist takeover. It has the characteristics. Because it forces culture. It forces culture with a mix of hard and soft. But it's a forcing of culture nevertheless. How many of us used... There's a good point also. How many of us use reverse racism and reverse discrimination as a real term as kids? A lot of Americans do that already. For me, I am old-fashioned in the sense that racism is racism, discrimination is discrimination. Does not matter who the victim is and who the perpetrator is. But for some reason, some Americans want to use the word reverse as if it means anything as if it means the same but different. What were we taught growing up that was actually just the previous generation of acolytes priming us as their modern audience? But Kersha, they can't keep losing money forever. Yes, and are you going to sit around and wait for them to run out of funding instead of doing something like your parents, like our parents did, or grandparents, or great-grandparents, or... Again, as long as entities like BlackRock or Vanguard or State Street exist, these people will never truly run out of money. They will never truly run out of money. So I added to a point. And I added to a point because this is how I low-key feel sometimes. Although I understand still and I won't let it cloud my judgment, sometimes I feel the urge to feel this way, and I will express it. The complacency of those of the supposed majority also further damage widespread vigilance against culture hijack. Basically just means that, as Grump say, the war has been won, everyone go back to normal. That is the complacency. They don't know that Bakjaw and things like bridge are a thing. DEI has been destroyed, but in its ashes, bridge happened. It is essentially DEI but stealth. Hidden DEI. Instead of blatantly showing the agenda as a completely separate branch of operation, they integrated all of it into the operation of a corporation or a business whatsoever in itself. This kind of rhetoric has become more frequent ever since SBI games or overtly current year political games and shows have started failing. The forced culture has wavered, that part we don't have to deny. But it is quite unfortunate there are those who aren't part of the Bakjaw clique, as in the outsiders, the middle people, the most of the people, but they have started to also parrot this rhetoric. And I've seen it before. I've seen usually people who just enjoy the hobby for it is, but they fall into this trap as well. Many have agreed with what the annoying culture of many of these people, by the way, in the past, let's say 2-3 years ago, they were also agreeing with the quote-unquote now annoying culture warriors. They agree with their complaints, but back then, Bakjaw was powerful. That's why they agreed. But now we have the slight victories, the money being lost, the studios being shut down. They immediately think, oh, now we don't have to complain about it anymore. You are weird for continuing to complain about it. It's over. Is it really truly over though? That's my question to you. But of course, I would expect the Bakjaw to join in and pretend to be one of these majority people, pretending to be against the culture war. And one of the things that interestingly they always remember, I talk about the reactionary paradox. They will try to pin the blame on the people complaining about the culture war. They will try to pin the blame of those who are quote-unquote anti-woke, like they always do. But again, they forget the reactionary paradox. They blame the people who are reacting, but they gave zero care about those who created the problem to begin with. But of course, the Bakjaw wouldn't do that, because fair enough, they are the ones creating the issues. They wouldn't want to be called out, naturally. But those who are part of the majority who are falling for this, that is the disappointing part. But as we will find out soon enough, it takes two hands to clap. You can't just solely blame it on the ignorant masses on all of this. You can't just put the blame solely on them. And I'll talk about it later on also. So it has become like this. I'm sure a lot of you lurkers already noticed this whole part, right? There's a lot of people who talk about, who have now, a lot of people who used to say leave our hobbies alone back in 2020 to 2024, when a lot of all those actual woke things was replacing culture. Now they have gone back to stop with the culture war, just go back to enjoying the hobbies without thought. And they are starting to call people out who keep bringing up DEI in the current year, as if they think that is already a small matter and we should not care so much about it. And that will be a problem. That is how you allow the pakchor to regroup and reorganize. But again, like I said, it takes two hands to clap, and both parties are at fault here. Because I do think the crux of the problem is, like I say in my presentation. The big crux of the problem is how the pushback against pakchor culture is limited. You can only complain so much. There's only so much you can do to resist the next pakchor product whenever it comes out. Because the new product will keep coming out, and when all you do is complain, you are always on the back foot. What people who have game development experience, who feel this way, what they should be doing is challenge the establishment. And I will say with you with some degree of confidence, although you see a lot of people who say you culture warriors, anti-woke people are annoying as hell, those who genuinely feel that way, I can tell you for certain, you give them a game that they enjoy, you give them a game worth playing, you give them a movie worth watching, they will give you their money. They are annoyed by you not just because you are repeatedly saying the same things over and over again on this topic. That's only partially the reason. They're annoyed by you because all you ever do is complain and you don't actually produce proper alternatives. And you can see what happens exactly. What happens when someone produces a proper alternative? You have something like Schedule 1. You have something like Lethal Company. And now you have something like Repo. People will crowd to buy your game if it is good. The masses will buy a quote-unquote anti-woke game if it is good. Schedule 1 is the biggest evidence. Assassin's Creed Shadows at its peak couldn't even reach 20,000 players. Wait, 60,000. I can't remember. What was the maximum player base? I want to be fair to Assassin's Creed Shadows. What was its maximum player base? What was the maximum it reached? Let me see. Okay, I found it. Assassin's Creed Shadow could not even break 65,000 players. It could not. It could not break 65,000 players. And you look at something like Schedule 1. You look at something like Schedule 1. It consistently breaks 100,000 players. And often it also breaks 200,000. It reached a maximum of 460,000 players. So, back to this point. Wrong one. Back to this point. The masses are open. Their mind is open. Their hands are open. You just have to give them something good. And that is the problem they have with the culture warriors and the anti-woke. Especially those who have game dev experience and for those who have been game developers. Like Grums, like Yorch. The problem that the culture warriors face is that all they ever do is complain. The first half, complain, complain, complain. On the flip side, they have no creation to properly counter the hijack. And of course, I'm still salty about Ember. I'm not going to stop bringing that up. I won my Firefall again. Here's what I suggest. I don't know if Grums will ever watch this. I don't know if any game developers who are quote-unquote anti-woke will ever watch this. But I want them to be aware of something. I want them to be aware of something. There's a reason why there are game developers and there are YouTubers and there are content creators. There is a reason why both of us, the gamers. That's the reason why they're gamers. They are content creators and they are game developers. Let those of us who care, who are not game developers by profession, let us do the talking. Let us do the complaining. Let us do the awareness spreading. If you are a game developer and you feel the same as us, you fight the culture. You make the game you want to see everyone play. You make the game to spite the bakjaw. You make the game to spite the modern audience. That's all that's all we ever ask for. I can tell you, I can do complaining from many different people. I can do complaining from many different game devs who can say spend their time developing a good game. I can do all the complaining for them. Kersha can do all the complaining for them. Gothic Therapy and Master of the TDS, he and his wife can do all the complaining for game devs. Grums, all you have to do is focus on your game. We are not telling you to get off Twitter. You probably enjoy it there. Who are we to stop you from doing it? But you promise your backers a game and you have to make one. For as long as you can create a solid product, I'll show Grums anyway. For as long as you refuse to create a solid product, Mark Kern, Grums, people will keep calling you a grifter. And no matter how much we support you, no matter how much we support your opinions, we cannot deny that. He did it before. He spearheaded Firefall, but he ended up destroying it. He just needs a bit of humility. He needs a bit of restraint. He needs to know what makes a game good, what features is perfectly fit for the game and what is not. If he can make a Firefall, he can make another one again. The problem is if he is willing to do it. And another problem is if he is willing to let go of some of his ego to properly develop a game. Those are big ifs, unfortunately. You make your game, Grums. I am still waiting for it. I am still waiting for Ember. I would like to believe it will not be like that, Lurker-chan. I would like to believe it will be at least somewhat resembling Firefall.
You will have nothing and you will like it.
Maria Colors, thank you for the 10. Grums being a grifter or not should not have to matter in the argument. After all, a grifter can say the right things and it'll still be right. But it makes it harder for us to defend ourselves. Exactly right. Do I have faith in Grums? I have seen what kind of games he has potential of making. All he has to do is to follow the first half of his behavior and never go to the second half. Look at my pin video on Firefall. It was a good game. It was his ideas. His ideas made it a good game. But the problem is that he kept changing the ideas. Eventually, it destroyed the game from the inside out. All he has to do is to find a formula that works, a formula that is well received by players, and stick with it and expand on it. So, Gabe, do I have faith in Grums? To be honest, I don't know. But I have seen him at his best. I have also seen him at his worst. And I would like to believe that he will just stick to being at his best in the future. And for Pete's sake, Release your damn game, Grumps. Release the game. I want to play it. What better way to stick it to the woke DEI gaming slot than to make a game that everyone wants to play? Once you make a game that everyone wants to play and enjoy, you can gloat about DEI and wokeness failing all you want. Until then, be aware of your priorities. Myriad colors, unfortunately, we don't even know. Oh, the only gameplay I've ever seen from Ember. Let's see if I can find any new gameplay of Ember. Let me have a look. Just let me have a look. And as you can see in the case like Medizzle Gaming, I don't know who this one is, but he accuses Grumps of being a scammer. And he's well within his right to do so because there is no product. There is no product to shut him up. There is no product to shut him up. So what else can we actually say? Let's see, this seems to be one of the accounts reporting on the game. I wonder if there's any copywriting
that I just learned about, and it's been a while since I've been this excited for a project. Nexus Drop is an upcoming game still in very early alpha.
Look at this! Look at this! 2018, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in the making, lurkers. 7 years in the making, and they can't even properly generate their overworld map.
For fans of Firefall, the mechanics seem to all be here, at least implemented very early into the build. And for people who don't know what Firefall is, a quick explanation.
How many years do you actually need, Grumps? You had 7 years. Maybe even longer. I'm only assuming Ember's announcement came out, crowdfunding took place back in 2018. That's only my assumption. But you had at least 7 years, and
that it was a third-person MMO shooter which focused on PvE. The game felt very similar to Destiny, but focused more on crafting and upgrades to give you a more personalized way to fight. Its theme also reminded me of Destiny, while the characters were somewhere between Overwatch, Team Fortress, and Borderlands. Kind of cartoony, janky, and sometimes have a black outline. Firefall also used a persistent world where players would reclaim parts of the map from the storm, but the enemy would take over territory if outposts and bases were left unattended. For a recent example, you can think of something close to Helldivers, where the various enemies can take over.
My god, this video. YouTube. I cannot believe you, YouTube. You mess with my ability. I don't know what you are doing to prevent members from gifting memberships, but your videos are lagging like hell.
Planets and sectors. Firefall's imperfections, coupled with a solid gameplay and progression loop, gave Firefall its charm and turned it into a wish its loyal fans nearly 10 years later still cling for. There have been multiple attempts to re-envision Firefall, but to date we have had varying levels of success and no solid game releases. Enter Nexus Drop. A couple disclaimers. First, this game is still very much an alpha build.
Oh wait, is Nexus Drop? Shit. Oh, it's Nexus Drop. My mistake, lurkers. If this is probably not fine. This is probably not Ember. I'm sorry, but that's a good idea. I will watch that. Let me see if I can actually find Ember. Okay, this is definitely Ember now. This is definitely Ember now. I'm so sorry, lurkers. This is definitely Ember now. There is not much footage of the game, but this one was back in 2023, so roughly already 5 years in. Already 5 years in.
It's time to get your quick fix with the remix. I'm Remixus, and I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. It's been a
Oh my goodness, this is terrible. What's wrong with YouTube? What is wrong with YouTube?
while since I created an Ember video, and some of you might have
I will follow Nexus Drop. Good point, Lurkage. Chad, I am going to follow Nexus Drop, and I hope it is on Steam. Is it on Steam? Is it on Steam?
the most recent
Look at
post I showed you
this.
before. With that in mind, I want to point out two issues. Many people in my comments keep coming back to say the game is a scam and it will never be released. Well, first, I want to address the topic of a scam. You can look at a lot of obvious scam games and see how they created some things and yet never delivered on anything, nor had an intention to deliver. Logan Paul's NFT or Chronicles of Elysia. Those were very obvious scams which provided no content for its users to actually see. Ember, on the other hand, regardless if it ever releases, allows its backers to get into the game and play with other people while providing the very basic mechanics of the game we had been told. It does not fulfill even on most of its promises, but
Oh my
the core
God,
was built
YouTube.
and it's available for the public. I didn't have to sign an NDA, my thoughts are my own, I wasn't gifted anything. And as of recording, I haven't won a single giveaway from this development. So as far as people making these claims in my
It kinda does, doesn't it, Uria? Unfortunately, it does kinda look that way. And this is already 5 years in development, by the way. And as far as I know, Grumps has already made his crowdfunding goal in a year or two of its release. I think within weeks, he met the crowdfunding goal. And this was already 5 years in development, so I really don't know what was the excuse.
comments, you simply won't get a reply about it from me. It's a straw man argument with no basis in reality. As far as the release window, I can't defend anyone. No one knows if the game will ever come out, and people arguing they know something will or won't happen are basically the same as doomsday predictions. They don't know, and they can't see in the future. The only information we really have to go on is the history so far, and what our lead dev has said regarding the current state. I was pretty critical in my previous video, so I hope that hasn't been a kick in the nuts to stop development. Developers and studios get put in a weird position when they talk about the progress of the game. Being open about a game has its pros and cons, so it's always a risk. The community can properly help steer the ship to tell you what the game needs and what they want to play, like with Ashes of Creation. But that community might be a minority and you won't have enough money to stay in business. The reverse is true as well. The devs can remain completely silent on the game and let people be amazed when they first launch it, like with Apex Legends. However, you might not get the critical feedback you need because your vision wasn't what the mass audience wanted. Anthem is the game that really comes to mind. Another
Yes.
great example that Serious Gaming just brought up is the death of PlanetSide 2. A very loud, vocal minority kept saying since 2014 that the game is dead. Yet, it still brings people night after night while pushing out new content. If the devs listened to that minority, the game would have been put in maintenance mode years ago.
This is a 2023 build footage, a March 2023 build. And I don't even know what else to say, but I'm going to try and find a 2025 build and see what has changed. And I hope I can find one on YouTube. Someone uploaded it. But I'm not holding my breath that we'll get anything later than 2024.
Same thing if they only worked on performance.
But the problem with Mecha Break is that it is PvP. If Mecha Break had PvE, then I would probably say that's a very good contender with... That's a pretty good contender with Ember.
Performance without pushing new content. So, where do we go? Well, I plan on making new Ember content if it becomes available. However, there are a couple games that just got announced from Paradox that I may make videos.
Okay, let's have a look at... Let's see if I can find any more recent builds of Ember. Are they developing PvE? Because if they are developing PvE, I would love to see it. Ember. Let's see, do we have any recent builds of the game? And it's kind of funny actually. McDizzle Gaming, and I was wondering why that name was familiar. I was wondering why this name was familiar. He was McDizzle Gaming. I was wondering why his name seemed familiar, and I think I know why. He was the one who, I think, impersonated a Ubisoft employee. This is my... Oh, I could be very wrong in this, okay? I could be very wrong in this. But I recall it was probably McDizzle Gaming, or was it someone else? I can't remember. Either McDizzle or Dizzle. I don't know. It had Izzle in the gaming, but someone... Oh yes, it is? Yes. McDizzle Gaming impersonated a Ubisoft employee completely. Basically full-on identity theft level of impersonation, and quote-unquote leaked false information to Smash JT. Smash JT fell for it and he reported it, but when he found out it was false, he took it down, and now I don't know how in trouble McDizzle was with Ubisoft, but it backfired on him quite hard. So my query is, on one hand, yeah, McDizzle is correct. It's fair to say that Grum's huge silence on the updates of Ember is quite suspicious. In a way, it seems like a scam. But on the other hand, I will not take his opinions any further than that because I have seen him lie. So, again, lurkers, the importance of your reputation. If you're caught lying once, your reputation is at risk. And all that matters afterwards is how you address the allegations and the call-outs. And McDizzle, unfortunately for him, he did not really address much of the allegations. He just says, my lawyers and I are planning on something. McDizzle impersonated a Ubisoft employee, Gabe. He impersonated a Ubisoft employee so that he could trap Smash JT to... Well, I'll use the word allegedly anyway. Allegedly impersonated a Ubisoft employee to trap Smash JT into reporting something false. That was what he lied about, and that's why he's potentially getting sued about. Man, let me go and find. I've got an April 2024 build. It is quite. That was 11 months ago. Goodness me. Any more? Any other? Is there a more recent build of Ember by any chance? No, there is not. Well, this is the closest we have of a most recent build then. Let's have a look. Let us have a look, okay? And I am not holding my breath that is any good. But I hope it's at least better than 1 year ago.
Company called Skunkworks. Quick fix with the remix. I'm Remixes, and I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. It's been over a year since I made a video on Ember, and in that video
Thanks a lot, YouTube, for buffering. Should I wait till you're done?
I talked a little bit about what would constitute a scam. Well, my goal for this playlist on this channel has been to bring you Ember updates shortly after they make it onto the live demo. That means my last video was March 2023, and the last actual build was July 22. We've had one other demo environment to test massive NPC populations, but I'm not sure it was working properly for myself. More on that in a bit. But that brings us to our new demo build. This version doesn't really have anything new that we haven't seen before, but is a merger of things that we already have, along with an update for the Unreal Engine. I'm actually glad to see we're moving back to New Copa, because this can help paint a picture of what the vision of the game should be, whereas you don't really get the same impact with a white box demo. That being said, I did notice
6 years. 6 years. And this is, and it's still this rough.
few features that are not seen in this build. Things like glider pads, voxel terrain, home bases, Crotus and Catgirl, and other creature, vehicle, and geological assets. While I understand these may not make it into the final game, especially in the condition they're in, I find it very odd that you would use the
So never rolled yet? I'm not sure if you have seen the latest build yet. You told me there's a release of a build this year, April, for Ember. You can have a look. I'm not sure whether you've played or not. See how different it is from the last year one.
the word all when you haven't included some important items which would really bring this into fruition. Now, as far as the bugs are concerned, my connection to the server from Korea to the US is rather rough. I find it difficult to tell what is lag and what is a bug. You may notice my character playing a bit wonky, and I noticed a couple years ago that most of my bugs are caused by latency. A perfect example was I had the radio menu that wouldn't work for me at one point that is now back. But that's all I have for the new content, so I wanted to talk a little bit about our gaming political state. So if you only came for demo information, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Alright, so the rest of you still here. The first issue is on scams again, and the second is on Mark's DEI crusade. In light of the recent Asmongold video critiquing Nick Calandra, my thoughts still remain the same on the issue. Nick basically tried to do a smear job while not offering good faith arguments. Ember may or may never come out, but I signed up for pre-alpha builds, so I got what I paid for. If you don't believe me, take a look at my previous videos. Many people, however, won't see it like this because they have the assumption that if you back something before release, you're entitled to the game you hoped you were going to get in the future. I totally understand that. You paid for something, and you think you should get something. I have a question for you, though. Lockheed Martin developed one of the most sophisticated fighter aircraft in the world, the YF-22. However, there was another company called Skunk Works who put billions of dollars into designing a competitor, the YF-23, hoping that they would win the contract. EA spent money developing a Command & Conquer Generals sequel called Generals 2 that never saw release. Dyson developed an electric car for over 4 years before canceling the project. The Neuschwanstein Castle was never completed before King Ludwig died, so he never got to experience any of the massive wealth he put into the castle. This is 4 different projects. I bring these up to say that projects fail or get canceled all the time, and we wouldn't label these as a scam. Project creep, lack of funding, lack of community interest, mismanagement of funds, and failure to deliver do not mean that a scam has taken place. If the game were to release today in its current state, I would be right on the same page as you because the project would have delivered a product that was not agreed upon. I also find it difficult to defend the use of the word skins when we're talking about rendered images or sometimes assets that have no functionality and cannot be used as they are, yet new ones are being released every month. At least they were for several years. These issues may be an indication of a scam taking place, but the glaring proof which contradicts is the purchase agreement located at the bottom of the page when you log in, as well as the FAQs listed on the forums. The information is even right in front of you when you click the campaign to sign up for the subscription. I was under no illusion when I bought this game that it might not come out. Unfortunately for Mark, this also means that if everyone thinks it's a scam, then you have to spend time proving.
Okay, the problem. When you are in this type of position, you market your project. And you market your project and it ends up failing for one reason or another, and you just realize a lot of people basically back your project for nothing. My question to Grumps is, it's going to affect how seriously people will take him. Yeah, sure, you release a lot of pre-alpha builds for the people who backed you. Yeah. But then, by the end of the day, you didn't. It goes back to 2 hands to clap. So what if you complain about DEI in games all the time? So what? You are not creating a substitute, you're not creating an alternative, you're not creating a challenger. You take other people's money only for the project to end up failing. It will just make you look uglier. And you'll make any criticisms you have, no matter how factual they are or how valid they are, it'll make less people take it seriously. Again, I have no idea what the devs at Ember are doing, and I don't have. And obviously, Mark seems to be more interested tweeting than he does making his game. It's very disappointing. Kind of.
That it's not. So this part is directly for you, Grums. Get off Twitter. Stop with this anti-woke crusade and just focus on the game. If you want to prove everyone is wrong, then be quiet, hunker down, and make what you keep telling the world you're going to make. You've posted far more on Twitter in the past 24 hours than you have all of April on your 0 Days channel in Discord. There's 24 days into April right now. You have an opportunity to prove everyone wrong about you, and Firefall. But when the project is getting close to 10 years old, you're just further validating what people say and believe about you, regardless of if it's true or not. And remind me, you're making a game with waifus and husbandus. Aren't you catering to both the straight and the LGBT plus community by offering a variety in character models? That sounds pretty woke for you. Never Knows Best did a great job pointing out the Gamergate history and its latest state. It's an amazing, albeit long video, like all of his are. But one point he made is that many games die and do great regardless of the culture war. Also, most of the streamers hating on DEI are taking things out of context while forgetting what part of the population is actually making games. These people tend to be middle-class, college-educated individuals who tend to lean towards progressivism. In some instances, we've had some amazing games and others terrible. DEI is basically a non-issue when you have a mobile transaction games that force you to play longer, or sports games that have you buy power cards so you have better stats. Pre-orders, microtransactions, corporate stock buybacks, these are what's actually killing games. Battlefield 2042 didn't die because it went woke. It died because it was rushed, buggy, lacked basic features, and was an over...
Here's where I need to correct you a little bit on this remix this, and I'm sure some of you lurkers already know where I'm heading towards, but DEI is not just the content of a game. It is everything surrounding the game. So DEI is applied to the hiring practices. DEI is applied to who gets promoted and who gets demoted. DEI is applied to who gets a bigger say during the planning processes of a game. And it is disingenuous and a bit ignorant to say that DEI has negligible effect on the technical successes and failures of a game. Maybe you can say that greedy publishers charging exorbitant microtransactions for a game is not strictly a DEI problem. For that, I do agree. But instead, what I'm thinking of is everything else surrounding the development of the game, how stable the game is, how many bugs it is, how optimized it is, how well the writing is, how good the design is, how good the art direction is. They are all affected by DEI as well. Because you do not understand one thing, remix this, you do not understand one simple thing. DEI is a checklist. And it's a checklist that applies universally. It does not just apply to the content of a game. And when you apply a checklist into hiring, firing, promotion, and discussion and planning processes, it completely gets rid of meritocracy. When you're more focused about quotas, that is when your product will stop prioritizing quality. And that is why so many games fail. And that's why so many games are a technical mess in the current year. Because all they care about is... Oh, Harry the AI, thank you for the sub. For the membership. Oh my goodness, I have to find a way to fix that stupid YouTube thing. But basically the point I'm trying to make is, if you think DEI just applies to the content of a game, you are wrong. Just like what BlackRock say, our goal is to force behaviors. And to force behaviors is not just restricted to forcing behaviors within the content of a game or a movie. It's forcing behaviors in the context of running a business. It's forcing behaviors in the context of hiring and firing. Is everything. So no, remix this. On one hand, yes, Grumps this to shut up and make his game. On the other hand, you are a bit your perspective of DEI is very simplified.
Overall downgrade of the previous titles. Meanwhile, spreading managed democracy is the highlight of the gaming world currently, and it's a critique on imperialism, patriotism, and nationalism in the same way Starship Troopers was. People simply want a good game with interesting characters. And did we...
I can kinda understand why this video was not very well received by him actually. I can kinda understand why. He is making quite... I wouldn't say he's bad faith, because he probably isn't bad faith, but I would say not properly informed opinions based on what he has learned. The reason Larian Studios could create a good game is because they prioritize a good quality experience. And they hired the staff they need to hire who have the requisite skills, experience, and passion to create the game. That was what made Baldur's Gate 3 good. And the key thing about heavy hardcore role-playing CRPG games is that you can choose to be anything or anyone and romance anything or anyone, which naturally means also includes LGBT.
You will have nothing and you will like it.
Sounds like Balula. No Irish accent though. But that is my point. And you are also following that whole this is a satire of fascism, all that things. That is probably what got you the dislikes actually. The way he talks about politics is that it shows he knows very little about what's happening in Gamergate 1 and 2. He knows very little. He's only opining based on what some individuals who obviously do not like Grumps on Twitter will say. He does not understand why the industry issues happen. Yes, part of them is greedy publishers and greedy investors, for sure, but they only affect the monetization part of the game. They usually do not heavily affect the technical part of the game. So no, I'm not buying this later. I'm not buying this later half of your opinion. You're free to have it, but I disagree. You have a very simplified view of DEI in this circumstance. And this is what the Pak Chor wants you to believe. To believe that they are a small matter. To believe that they are all ancillary to the issue. They are quite core. They, alongside greedy publishers, are core issues to why the gaming industry is failing. Because again, it is not about the content anymore. It's about the hiring practices, about the operation of the game dev studio in itself. And speaking of game dev studio, do you know Concord's... What was that individual's name? The professor, quote unquote, Professor Brown? One of the big brains behind Concord's failure? He or she, I think so. Well, this professor failed upwards, offered a job at Microsoft. And you tell me this has nothing to do with DEI. One of the architects of Concord's failure just got offered a job at Microsoft. You tell me You tell me this has nothing to do with DEI remix. You tell me that. And they're working on a new Halo, and you have someone like this Professor Brown, who is not actually a professor, by the way. No PhDs, never lectured in a university, just wanted to be called a professor just for the sake of it. And it's probably ego and narcissism speaking. So I do not agree with this. But for your sake, let me keep hearing and see what else you're gonna say.
Forget about Baldur's Gate and the relationships with the druid? Unfortunately, in our world, everything has to be political.
It is true. And it's not because of our desire for everything to be political, it's because some of the people who caused these problems to begin with keep trying to make it political, and we have to follow suit because of it. We are dragged down into their little games.
And it doesn't matter if it actually is or not, the perception that it might be political is enough to get people up in arms. So I totally understand why people will say, oh, gaming sucks and games are just being released with DEI and they're not focusing on good characters. Well, maybe they're not focusing on making good games because they're focused on profit motives instead of telling good stories.
That is half the story. Remakes this, that is half the story. You keep talking about this. It does not matter how greedy the publishers are and how profit hungry they are. If they give you a budget and they give you a multi-million-dollar budget, the ball's in the dev's court. And some people will recognize a game that is good, for instance, early Apex Legends, but they can also call the game out for predatory microtransactions, again, like Apex Legends. You can create a good game, but on the other hand, you can have terrible monetization. Both can appear at the same time. The fact that you're trying to mix it together means you missed the point.
It's amazing how much of this video has been on information that's not actually part of the game. I want to make more videos about the game. Get off Twitter and go make more Ember content. Anyways, that about wraps it up. In the meantime, I'll continue to make drone, travel, and snowboarding videos.
Okay. Not much new basically. That's the message I'm getting about Ember. Hello Marcos, thank you for you could join. Any lurkers have tried gifting subs actually? I want to move back to this topic because this is really griping me. Something is weird. I don't want my account to have problems. You don't have to gift the sub, you just have to tell me whether it works. It doesn't. Of course it doesn't. I don't know what YouTube is doing wrong, but anyway, I think that is my topic for now. I need to take a quick break. I really need to take a quick break. Nope, can't do it. Okay, I'm going to need to take a quick break and I'll come back and just have a look at this again. Spend about 5 minutes looking at this, but I need to take a quick break right now. Okay? No, I am not mute. I am reading the chat and I'm trying to fix some problems. I am not mute. What the heck is going on? What is going on with this stupid? I hate this so much. Why does YouTube do these stupid things? Why does YouTube do these stupid things? I don't even know. Okay. Okay, my mood is ruined. My mood is ruined. Big surprise. Just when I thought everything was moving smooth for just one day. Just when I thought everything was going smooth for just one day. It just... Oh no, you're having too easy of a time, Banmin. Banmin, 你好似好舒服啊！你真係好似好舒服啊！你應該係辛苦下少少，你應該係辛苦下少少。你好舒服，你太舒服咗。No, no, 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 no. No comfort for me. No comfort, no easy time. No smooth experience for me. Hey, shut up about the durian pancake. I hate durian. But you know what? Since we are the last 1 hour of the stream, what I will do is indeed a little bit of gaming. I would love to relax and do a little bit of gaming. Oh, by the way, lurkers, I'm not sure if you all are aware, but Metro 2033 Redux is free to keep until... I'm not sure if it has ended today, but it's free to keep right now. Go claim it. Metro 2033 Redux is free to keep. Look at Chan, just link them the page for the free claim. And I'll pin it. Make sure to tell them it's free to claim. Right now. I don't know for how much longer, but it probably still is free right now. If anyone who hasn't played Metro 2033 and wants to try the game, it is free. I will wait till Lurker Chan puts the link before I start the game. So that I don't forget this. I don't forget either. Okay. Remember, it's free to claim. Click on the pinned link to claim your free Metro 2033 on Steam. Zephyr, shut up. With that out of the way, I'm going to relax myself a little bit, and maybe I will play a bit of Inzoi. Very nice and easy game. For me to calm down, later I'll probably have to contact YouTube support to fix this stupid issue. Or try and fix it myself. I don't know which is better. Well, I have the option to contact YouTube support. I might as well take it. Alan Smithy, based GOG. Are they really all that based if they just ban me all because I posted a picture of Devotion, the Taiwanese game? They still have me banned, by the way. Well, blocked. Anyone who mentions GOG and base in the same sentence, I am just going to talk about it again. They blocked me. Haven't I told you the story already? I told you all a few times. Because I called them out for delisting Devotion, the Taiwanese game. I called them out for delisting Devotion, the Taiwanese game. If they were based, they wouldn't be pressured by politics now, would they? If they were literally based, they would do what they feel is right. And would I call lying right? Would I call censoring a game and then saying gamers wanted the game to be taken down right? I don't really know about that, honestly. The devs delisted the game themselves on Steam, as far as I remember, because they were being harassed in the Steam forums by mainland players. Let me just open this on the side. Let me just open a separate chat. Hold on. It's gonna take a while to load. And here we are back. So what's the plan? I need to build. Oh boy, okay. You know what? I'm gonna make some changes to make this city a little more unpredictable. Appliance durability. I am a little bit bored with this. City safety moderately low. Health level is fine. What does dream occurrence do? Affect the probability of having dreams. Slightly high. This can stay the same. Civic consciousness. Okay. I want to make the city a little less safe, but for now I need to practice my strength. Banmin wants to practice strength. and practice strength she shall. Shut up, Rena. Done.
Bitty bitty bee.
What's she doing now? Leg raises, fair enough. Can you shut up, please? What is wrong with you, Lucas? Oh my goodness. What is wrong with you, Lucas?
Bitty bitty bee.
Let's try punching bag. I never got a chance to try the punching bag, actually. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with you, Lucas? Write today's thoughts. Urge. Enjoy writing the journal. Okay. Confident, which means I can practice charisma building. I don't know why I can't change the color of the electric guitar, but it is what it is.
Ju Bryn. Zala Yureti Frumi. Ahem. Ug Mentius. Ilisardio. Yesi. Multi Sanamo. Mokenzi. Kenzi Aya. Chelri Branmir. Timali Scarlas. Shrenar Rebo.
There we go. Level 6.
Si Beta Lintara.
Let's see.
Chemerch. Chemanch. Quimbus. Zala Yureti Frumi.
Ooh, fitness and critical thinking. Wonderful.
Mentius. Ilisar.
Fitness, which means... I'll just click. Why am I a schizo, Roy? What did I do this time? Oh. Is that how it is? Well, yeah. Zephyr, are you shocked about that? Why are you shocked about that? Oh my gosh, she's getting hungry really fast. Ooh, fitness is now level 7. You're hungry again. Benmin is hungry again. Well, in Zoe... Well, I'm actually hungry in real life too. Let's see what you're gonna cook. What do I want? What do I want? I want something nice and filling. Pizza. I love pizza. But I love lasagna even more. Hey, you stop talking about that, Zephyr. There looks like some very nice ingredients. Oh, that looks like a really nice pizza. Damn it! How fast are you getting hungry? Well, to be fair, I also get hungry really fast.
Aha.
Okay, I get it. Oh, ready. Ah, that looks like a very nice pizza. Very nice pizza. Please eat it. Please eat it. Why do you... Get a piece.
Kakamali! Ah, Lavini!
Okay, yeah, you're happy you made a pizza. Quickly eat before you starve to death. I mean quickly eat before I starve to death. Nice pizza. I love it. Wonderful. Oh wow, this is one hearty pizza. What that I'm complaining. And that pizza I can keep it for a different day, so I don't have to worry about cooking again. Nice pizza, ain't it? Very nice pizza. Hey, I have you know, Lekka-chan, I use a fork and a knife for pizza too. I use a fork and a knife for pizza too, Lekka-chan, I have you know. What are you doing? No, you're not gonna clean up. You're gonna waste it. Take a piece, eat a piece. You can't refrigerate it? That's a shame. Okay, 11 hours till spoilage. What I can do is... Then go take a shower. I don't think you can put food in the fridge yet, Lurker-chan. Unfortunately. Zephyr, shut up. Trade clothes into sleepwear and sleep. Now let's see what the butchers are doing while I am sleeping. Okay. Bocce is... Why the hell are you not asleep yet? Why are you not asleep yet? Just want to send a congratulations letter, wants to play a video game. You need to sleep. You need to sleep. And Bocce. Nervous. Of course, Bocce is nervous. Of course, Bocce is nervous. Where is the music room? Where should I put the music room that actually? That's the gym, master bedroom. One of the other bedrooms, there's a powder room. What's downstairs? Another bedroom. Hey. Oh yeah, this will be Bocce's bedroom. Let's build her. Let's buy her an electric guitar. Where is this? There we go. Let's see. There we go. Mochi has to be lore accurate. Oh my goodness, why? Bocce has been in contact with Skylar White, y'all. So, what would Bocce respond with exactly? Ah, well. Oh, she's already level 1. Excellent. And what is Rio doing exactly? Complain about creepy stairs to who? Oh, that's very law accurate, Rio too. Complain about creepy stairs. I should set her. Where is her bedroom? I guess I'll put her bedroom in. I'll put a bedroom in here. And give her. What do I give her? Give her a regular guitar. And Kita needs a standing mic. There we go. Very true, I guess. And why is she not going to sleep at also? This confuses me so much. Go disinfect bedding and then sleep. Damn it, how did you all break the TVs? What have you all been doing? Every single TV is broken.
Uh-huh. Wins a bit.
I don't want to manage or how is everything broken? Why is she not using the bathroom? Why is everyone acting so stupid or acting so crazy? Why are you not using the bathroom? Exactly. Don't you need to use it? No, it's working. Only one of the sinks is not working. Okay. Yeah, see you another time. And let's see if you can repair it. Can you repair it? That is my question. Can you repair it, or is it just going to get worse? Oh wow, it worked! Amazing. And you have to go to sleep too. Why do you abuse yourself while I'm away? That is so uncalled for. And where is Bochi? She's still nervous. I cannot believe it. Well, but It's law accurate. Okay. I am going back to... I think I've managed their life long enough. I'm going back to me. I'm just gonna wait till I wake up. I'm just gonna wait till I wake up, so in the meantime, let's see what chat is going on about. Ray shows, why did you make such a terrible remark? Now I'm kind of curious. Let's see the other family. Let's see what Maury is up to. Let's see what Kelly is up to. Make posts on humor website. Of course she's doing that. Kelly, do you not clean your house, Kelly? Where's your washing machine? Where is your washing machine? Good afternoon, Mellow Patch. Hope you're having a good day or afternoon or night, whichever time it is. What? Again, you? Let's see. Sleep where? Now just use the... Oh my goodness, Kelly. This is not Banmin, by the way. This is not Banmin, by the way. What is wrong with you all? Why don't you all just go to sleep like normal humans? If you're sleepy, don't take a nap. Go to sleep. How many times do I have to tell you? This is a pretty big house, huh? Oh, better. Okay. Now this is... You'll probably already know who this is, right? You lookers probably already know who this is. Let's see, who else is... Herman Trout. Random. Scout. Randoms. Hello Ash, welcome back. Okay, let's see what's going on here in the Walter White family. What are they doing? Why is everyone hungry? What is going on? Why are you provoking? Why are you provoking your own son? Why are you Why is Skylar provoking? Well, actually, it's quite law accurate. It's quite law accurate.
Julika Rami? Branozo Drantri.
Vanjimor?
Kavi. Phew. Julika Rami? Branozo Drantri.
Okay, I'm not managing them. They look dysfunctional as hell. We're just going back to me. The simulation in Inzoid is still a little funky. He's a chemistry teacher. He's a chemistry teacher. There we go. Now I can wait till I'm well awake. There is not many occupations yet in this game that is law accurate. So it doesn't really matter for now. Ooh, what do I want? I want to write a journal. I want to enjoy. I want to write a journal. Let me try. Let's go write that journal. Hello, Siamese Called Jester. Welcome to the stream. I'm done with the yaps for the day and now I'm just playing games. A little bit of Inzoi. Ooh, critical thinking. Full of logic. Oh. Faster, faster, faster before the urge gets destroyed. Expires. Finish the finished the diary already. There we go. Just in time. Just in time. You know what is kind of annoying? This is really annoying. Let's see. City sanitation, is it? This will make life easier. So that I don't have to keep cleaning the house every few hours. Sparkling clean. And now I'm going to go and do the laundry.
Ah, Savanya.
And also clean the laundry. There is no Roombas in this game yet. It's still... They probably will get implemented eventually, but there's no Roombas in this game. Am I hungry? That's the question. I am mildly hungry. Okay. Let's see. I am mildly hungry, so I will eat a piece.
Oh.
I love pizza. I definitely love pizza. No, it's pizza for breakfast. You mistake me, controller. Pizza for breakfast. That's why you make extra. So that you have enough for another day. Right? No, don't grab that piece. Come on. Come on. Put back in the bag then. This is so convoluted. And now you can wash. Now you can wash this. Wait. Aren't you washing the dishes? Aren't you washing the dishes? There you go. sparkling clean. And I have to wash. I have to clean here too. Lock my PC. Karma action. Overspend. Attempt to lock account. Done. I'll listen to music alone. Okay. Personal action. Like a friend's post. This is so random. That was so absolutely random but hilarious. No, what? I am tired with all of the dust building up. I am waiting for the cleaner to come in. So what do I feel like doing right now? I will think this is pretty good. What else? Cooking is meh. Practice. Oh, there is the cleaners. Okay. Let them in. I haven't watched the Minecraft movie. I probably will one day, or if it's ever free, I probably watch it one day. And with that, the cleaner will go in and clean my house again. In the meantime, use the bathroom and take a shower. Or should I exercise? Maybe I'll exercise. What exercise do we have? I wonder what you actually do with this. Let me see. What's the hoop for? Can you actually use the hoop? If I use the dumbbells. Rina, you have a problem. Rina, you definitely have a problem. Where is the cleaner? Okay, still cleaning. Good. Finally. At least you're doing your job. And let's see, I want to try a different workout. A different workout.
Winnie Binny Bee!
You get hungry really fast in this game, and that's something the devs have to probably adjust. Let's see, what else can I do? Critical thinking. So what I can do is probably... Let's see. Learning to code. Learning to code all the time. Very slow build up, unfortunately, this skill. I have enough tranquils. I prefer concentrate. Please, 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 please. Yoro Zusa, good day to you. Thank you for joining. Rina sent a normal message. Frightening. Please fix this. Please finish. Please level up soon. Why are you tranquil? Time to eat again, by the looks of it. This is why you keep pizza handy. This is why you keep pizza handy. Put it in the bag. It is suitable for one more meal. And wash this dish. And now use the bathroom, take a shower, and we can go out and have a good day. Or take a short nap, maybe. I prefer hot pizza, personally. And then repair this again. Okay. Now I can take a quick nap before I go out and socialize. And before I go and touch grass. Okay. Maybe I'll make some coffee too, just in case. I'll make some coffee. Make coffee. And I will have a latte. The key is in the dough. If you can make a pizza where your customers love eating the dough at the top, or as Hachama would call the ear of the pizza, you know you have made a great pizza.
Oh!
God damn it. It's so long. It takes so long to level up barista skills. Ridiculously long.
Ugh.
Yes, Banman. Yes, I made a terrible coffee. I made a terrible coffee. You don't have to tell me twice. But I need the caffeine, so it doesn't matter. I love those stuffed crust pizzas, actually. The pizzas with cheese in the center of the crust. That's my favorite. Okay. I think I'm ready to go out on an adventure. Wait, I need to put my plushies. Wait, I need to put all my plush in on the bed. Hold on. Where are you putting it? Where are you putting it, Banmin? Where are you putting it? Random as hell, but okay. This one, take it out. Where are you putting this place? I'm curious where you're putting this. Okay, good enough. So, I'm curious, are there any new cars for sale? Are there any new cars for sale? Nope, they're still Hyundais. They're only Hyundais, what a shame. Now, lurkers, the question is, where do you want to go? Where should we go? We have a plaza area, we have a gaming cafe, we have a bank. I'm kind of curious what do you actually do with your bank? Okay, let's go drive here and see. I'm kind of curious. Do we get to invest into anything? There is no Cat Girls Cafe, but there is a Tarot Card Cafe. I wonder if you get to like invest, put it into term deposits and get a bit of returns on your savings or not. Like a real bank. Or you just apply for a loan. Let's see. I would like to get a bit more money too. Where be the bank? Ah, there it is. I hope you can go in. Wait. Oh. Oh. Damn it. It's weekend, I forgot. Where do we want to go then? Central Park, police station. Oh, a lounge. Where should we go? Holy moly. There's traffic light rules too. I wonder if there's anything worth doing here. You can't vault obstacles. practice speaking in the mirror. Oh, I remember there were penguins here, right?
Now don't tell her no solo say yes say.
How accurate can it? Is there any skills in this? Or is it just pure luck? Ah, there they are. I see the penguins. Right there. Do you see it? Is it in front of the penguins? Where is it? No, it's not in front of the penguins. Why can't I go in front of the penguins? Look at these cute little things. Look at them. Look at them. I want to find the Zoids I've made. I want to find the NPCs I've made. But before I do that, I probably should eat something, shouldn't I? My last slice of pizza, and I can eat it in peace and don't have to worry about washing the dishes. Oh my god, who? Last pizza. I love pizza.
Let's go be through the darkness and the glee. In the happy stormy night last weary way that we burn me
What do you WTF about myriad colors? Yes, that is how Sims do it. That is indeed how Sims do it. What is this? Oh yeah, air swing. I get it. I get what it. Oh. Okay. I think none of the NPCs I want to see are here, unfortunately. None of the NPCs I want to see are here. Let's go to a lounge. Let's have a look and see what they have there. People unironically practicing. It reminds me of a very funny incident that I experienced when I was like doing public transport for one time. There was like a starving musician at the side of the station entrance, and there was like a gate. There was like a gate in. He was at the non-ticket part, which means just the general walkway, and he was playing guitar and just singing. And there were a bunch of girls at the other part of the gate. They already used their takers. They were heading towards their train, but they saw this guy. They saw this guy singing, and he instantly, Jesus, what's wrong with this car? My God, that car took so long. What was I saying? Oh yeah. They started throwing money at the guy. And that was hilarious. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it was so funny. There was this starving musician. He probably sang pretty nice in their opinion, so they started throwing money at him. And till now I keep remembering it. What do you actually get to do here? Let's see. Do you get to eat anything here or drink anything here? Who is this guy? I really have a feeling that the NPCs are randomly generated. Yep, these are randomly generated NPCs. Oh! Oh my God! Brits! Should I buy any braids? I also don't really know. I should buy some. Maybe. Do I get to... Yes, I do get to take away. I do get to take away. Excellent. Now I've got food for tonight. Talk in front of the mirror, right? Okay.
Winnie Binny Bee!
Lamongsi, Bermino, We Ilinti Sumpra, Winzabin Brunki Trumpy, Binter Barina, Supinia, Rally Vojo Mestralas, Smalenmo,
Smiling Mo. Okay, concentrated.
Uh-huh. Salabi illy. Rimple zimple.
Rimple simple.
Ooh, va, va. Ooh.
Huh.
I think most have gone to
Uh-huh.
sleep. Most of the lurkers have gone to sleep
Elizabeth.
already. The western lurkers. It's like close to 3 a.m. there as far as I know.
Lee Karta. Hapati nu to Guba.
Good morning, one of many.
Piranix. Kranda.
Yes,
Binter
I am
Barina.
surprised why some of the lurkers are still awake and not going to
Pinia.
sleep.
Rally Vojo Mestralis. Smalin Mo.
Smiling Mo. No need coffee. So this is just a baker. Oh boy, why am I annoyed? Oh, I'm feeling annoyed too. Yes, I do feel annoyed too. These are just they're completely random NPCs. Oh, someone sub? Thank you for the sub. Who subbed? Juan Pablo. Thank you for the sub. Oh, running time with. Not gonna lie though, I think this stream is a bit more for me than it is for the lurkers already. I've already turned off the yapping part, so now it's just playing some games. What is this about? Oh, fashion. Theme studio? Temple? The plaza? Fire station. I need to start populating my NPCs with my NPCs populating the town. But I don't have all that good ideas, honestly. Where do I want to go now? I hate summer. Did I ever tell you I hate summer? I hate the heat. I really, really hate the heat. What? That is such a random description. Now let's go buy a lottery ticket. Let's see whether I can win big.
Magical? Ah, Yahoo!
Is it a good? How much I win? How much I get? $3. Ooh. Let's do that. Let's go to the temple. Didn't you say you need to go to the temple? Travel by car. I hate traffic lights. Did I tell you I hate traffic lights? But you need traffic lights. Raphael Barn. So many randomly generated names. Ooh, what is this? I already got one of those. Can I interact with the cat? No, I cannot interact with the cat. I can't interact with the statue. Oh, cotton candy. I haven't eaten cotton candy in years. I don't even know if I still remember the taste. All I know is that it's not healthy. Everyone keeps telling me cotton candy is not healthy. They're probably right. But sometimes I feel like eating it again. Rena, can you shut up?
Swandi. Yavi, Farah, Kovejeno. Willy Nemo. Judesa, Lumonaruti.
This is so many random things. Okay, there's nothing else worth looking at in the temple. One thing I hope they implement is to properly park your car in a parking spot. That would increase the immersion so much instead of just having the car despawn. Sims 3 had that option. You can see your car at one of the lots when you arrive at your destination. Actually, Seoul is a pretty nice city. Korea in the winter is pretty nice. That would be funny actually, but I doubt it'll happen. Unless you just so happen to have an NPC that behaves that badly and you can call the cops on them. Oh yeah, you're sleepy. Okay, fine, you're sleepy. I don't know why you get sleepy so quickly. I like all kinds of penguins. The penguins I like the least though is the surfer penguins. I don't like the hair. Okay, you know what? I'm probably gonna eat something quick and then... I will eat something quick and then I will have a... I will eat. Okay, I get it, you're sleepy. Okay, now go use the bathroom. And I think... Bambino! Oh my goodness, Rena, what is wrong with you? Every single time, you just do it every single time. Are you done yet? You cannot be serious. How many times does it... Okay. Just go wash it. Take a hot shower. And now... change into sleepwear. Personal action. What is... How do you... Let me see. Value. Give yourself a pat on the back. Encourage self. There we go.
Pinabuhilis. Koberev.
Okay, that's enough Inzoi for... I played about... well, almost 2 hours worth of Inzoi. I think that concludes my Inzoi part of this stream. Don't worry about it. Like you try, don't worry about it. I don't take offense to that statement. I know exactly what it looks like. It does look like a game journal. That's true. But anyway, I think, how are we going for hours? Almost 4. Almost 4. So with that out of the way, let me have a look. Again, a reminder for everyone. I'm going to end the stream now and I'll see you all next week. So a reminder for the lurkers, 46 of you who are still here. For 46 of you, it was a funny joke, Lurker-chan, don't worry about it. For the 46 lurkers who are still here, again, for the month of April, this is my schedule. It will be 10 a.m. UTC plus 8 my time, or 9 p.m. EST. And for the Western lurkers, it's always one day behind. So if it's Monday, it's your Sunday night. If it's Tuesday, it's your Monday night. And if it's Wednesday, it's your Tuesday night. And it is YouTube, Twitch, YouTube. Remember, Tuesday is the DMCA days. Monday and Wednesdays are not the DMCA days, which means they're on YouTube. And 4 hours maximum streams as always for the month of April. So for now, I am going to have a word with YouTube support and see why the members are not allowed to give subs. And I hope I can get it fixed, and they explain to me what I didn't do wrong, what I did wrong. But anyway, I hope you all have a good day or good night, okay? And take care, everyone, and I will see you next week, okay?